All right, I'm going to start. I'm going to work out a couple of these problems for you, so that way you'll have it as an example for your facing math. A couple of the questions, these are just questions from there. I'm not exactly, didn't put the number on there, but you can match it up pretty well. But I just want to look at the top number first. We know that we have to put this in slope-intercept form. Way here, if we want to, we can kind of work backwards. Start with our number, then go with the x, and then deal with our y to get it by itself. So let's just start here. Let's say, okay, I draw my line of scrimmage, and I'm going to start with my number. That's a negative 16. So I've got to say, okay, plus 16, because that's the opposite to get to cancel out. I do that on this side, plus 16. That cancels. That leaves 16 equals 4y minus 7x. Well, from here, now I'm going to deal with my x. So I'm just going to add, because that is, again, a negative. So go ahead and add 7x plus 7x. Now here, I can do this. That leaves me with 4y. Now, right here, we cannot combine these two together. They're not the same. They're completely different. I have 16, and then I have a 7x. That x changes everything. So I'm just going to put it in the spot where it goes. I'll say 7x plus 16. Now to get this, finish it off to get y by itself, I'm going to go ahead and first of all, I'm going to erase this. I'll just write it back in a minute so we'll have room. Now here, since they're multiplying, I don't want to move the y and everything. I just want to move the 4. They're multiplying, so I'm going to divide by 4. If I do that to the outside, I got to do it everywhere. So now I get 4 divided by 4, y. 16 divided by 4, 4. 7 divided by 4. If I want to take that, can I reduce it down? I can't reduce it. When I divide it, I get a decimal. So I can just leave this. 7/4 x. And that was a positive 4. So now I have everything I need to do to make sure it's in slope-intercept form. I can just put everything in its spot into the y equals mx plus b. Well, I have my y equals my slope here. Look here with the x. 7/4 x plus 4. Now that's the first equation. I can't do anything here but then move to my second equation. And I'm going to go ahead and write that one up. And I'm going to try to write it over here where I have a little room. It will be negative 3x equals 48 plus 12y. I'm going to start here and do the same thing. And I look and I say, okay, I can't get y by itself. There's something else I need to deal with before I can ever deal with the y. So I look at my 48. See if I can't move my x over here, because if I do that, then I can't do anything else. So look at my 48 minus 48. There's nothing there. That means it's positive. So do the opposite. Minus 48. So now over here, there's left 12y. It's left over there. Equals, again, I can't combine here. I can't do anything but just put them in the spots. Negative 3x minus 48. Now I know here I still have a 12, so I've got to do some dividing because I don't want to move the y, just the 12. 12 divided by 12 divided by 12. Now here, that divides the y. So that's 1y. Negative 48 divided by 12, that's a positive 12, so it's going to be a negative 4. So now here, when I divide negative 3 by 12, I can reduce this down. If you want to turn it to a decimal on your calculator, then you can hit math 1, and it'll turn it back to a fraction in reduced form. Or I can divide both by, looks like by 3, and get negative 1/4 x minus 4. Again, I'm going to draw it up here. Draw my little line and say y equals negative 1/4 x minus 4. I have my two equations. Now the two ways that we worked on, you can either graph it by drawing it out, which I do want you to do, and then the calculator where we put it in y equals graph second trace, enter, 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 and just make sure your fractions, they have to be in parentheses or you will get some crazy answer. So that's an example for you to go by, as if you can do this one, then you can do the others on the page. There is one other situation that I want to show you. Let me clear this. And looking on here, for example, there is one negative 3 equals negative y. When you get something like this, I know, again, if it's easier, I don't stick that little 1 there. That'll make it a lot easier for you because then you can actually see a number and there's just a good picture. So divide by negative 1 because you can't have a negative y. Negative 1, 3 divided by 1, negative makes it a positive, equals y. As I can put this into my calculator as y equals 3 because all that is, if I draw my graph, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, right? On the y-axis, it's just going to look like that, extend it out. And like I said, you can do that one on the calculator. You can draw it, and as you do your other equation on that one, you can see where they intersect. And remember, the system of equations, the final thing you're looking for is the coordinate pair where they intersect. That's the goal.